Are you ready to be empowered with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in yourself, to overcome your fears and battle through every challenge and bully you face, both real and in your mind? Are you ready to learn life-changing strategies on how to develop the right mindset and positive mental attitude to courageously stand out in the crowd and be who you were born to be? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Building Warrior Confidence Podcast. Greetings and welcome to another uplifting, life-changing episode of the Warrior Confidence Podcast. I'm your host, Master Rich Grogan, and I'm truly grateful you're here today. And if you're new to the show and it's your first time, then welcome to the show. And if you've been here before and you're back for more, then welcome back for another round of Warrior Confidence Power. Well, how are we doing today? Hopefully you're having a great day, and this episode's going to make it even better. And if you're not having a great day, then I'm hopeful this episode is exactly what you need to turn your day around. Either way, I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to give you everything I've got to make our time together empowering, valuable, educational, enjoyable, and most importantly, that when you walk away from today's show, you're like, man, that's what I really needed. That's my goal. So, a little tease about the show today. How about this? When's the last time you gave thanks and were grateful for all the blessings you have in your life? Now, if you're not having the best day right now, you're probably thinking, man, I don't have any blessings. There's nothing I'm grateful for. Man, I've been there. We've all been there. You get to a point where you can't see all the beauty that's out there because, man, you're having a bad day or you're having a bad week or a bad month, and you're just like, ugh. Now, especially if you're new to the show, you're like, look, dude, I came here for you to empower me, not make me feel bad about not being grateful. You're supposed to lift me up. Well, I'm going to do everything I can to do that, but ultimately, and here's a big right hook of reality, I can't do it for you. You're going to have to be the one to pick yourself back up. But you did make a good choice by listening to this show, so I'm going to do everything I can to help you out with that. Second question, where is God in your life? And I asked that, and is he front and center, or is he in a jar on a shelf with a note on it that says, break glass in time of need? I know that sounds kind of crazy, but oftentimes I've been very, very guilty of that. And maybe you have as well. You need something, you want something, and you pray and you pray and you pray for it. Please help me get through this situation, God. Please help me get over this. Please help me with my relationship. Please help my kid who's struggling. Or please help me pay my bills. Please help me. And you keep praying. And usually you'll get what you prayed for, right? If you believe enough in it and it's asking for something you're willing to work for. But what happens when we get what we prayed for or we get what we asked for? Do we take the time to thank God for that? Or do we just put him back in a glass jar on the shelf and say, hey, you know what? I'll get to you later, God, when I need you again. Thanks for your help, but, I got to get back to life. I've been guilty of that. My point today is, where is God this weekend? Is he in a jar on the shelf or is he front and center? And have you given thanks for the blessings you have? So while you're thinking about that, just a quick reminder, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and listen to previous episodes. And, man, those 5-star reviews really help out. So like, subscribe, give that a review, and, of course, share it with someone else. And make sure you jump on over to our YouTube channel, at Warrior Confidence. The link is in the description, and check that out. We're launching, 2, sometimes 3 new YouTube videos a week. Just like the podcast, we got 2 coming out. We have one that airs on Mondays, and then this episode, the Friday episodes, the Feel Good Friday Weekend Warrior Challenge, where I give you a challenge. So either way, listen to both, but either way, the podcast is also on our YouTube channel as well. So that's what I was trying to say. Either way, you can listen on the YouTube channel or listen on a podcast app. Well, enough of all that. Why don't we dive right in, because this is the short episode and I want to get right at it. Sound good? All right. Well, this is episode number 345. And as I mentioned, it's our Feel Good Friday Weekend Challenge. And the title is, Where is God this weekend? Is he front and center, or is he in a jar on a shelf? And the secondary title, it kind of brings it all home. It's the power of giving thanks for what you have. Counting, being grateful for the blessings you have. Now, I asked earlier, where is God in your life? And when's the last time you gave thanks? And is he front and center or in a jar on a shelf? And when I ask those questions, and if you're new to the show, this might all be brand new to you, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm asking questions that same questions I ask myself. But I know as long as I've been doing these podcasts and as many folks as I talk to on a daily basis, they're always saying, man, oh man, those things you bring up, are those the same struggles that you're having? And the answer is a resounding absolutely yes. Now, I never used to think that I could talk about these things. One of my mentors that I'm grateful to be working with again is Chris Widener. And when I say again, I was kind of always working with him, but we're in another men's group called Ancient Wisdom. What is it called? Ancient Wisdom Business School. And we're talking about Proverbs and success of King Solomon and how to apply the lessons from Proverbs into business today as an entrepreneur. But Chris would always tell me, because I would always ask, I said, Chris, oftentimes I feel like, man, the things I'm talking about the most on my podcast, video blogs, speeches, and at our martial arts academy was, things that I'm struggling with. And I kind of almost feel like a hypocrite, like the hypocrite police are going to come lock me up for talking about these things that I'm struggling with. He goes, no, that's exactly what you should be talking about. Talk about not only things you've struggled with in the past and what you've done to overcome those struggles, those battles, those challenges, those fears, those bullies. Share your success stories, and then talk about maybe what you maybe got a struggle going on right now, and then what you're doing right now to battle through that. He said, because ultimately there's at least one other person, but he said, I almost guarantee you there's millions of other persons, not just one, that are struggling with the same thing, and you can help and guide them. And then, of course, be open and transparent. You're more relatable. You're more connected because no one's perfect. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, that takes the pressure off. Wow. Okay. All right. So now that's what I do. So when I bring these things up, I know in the past I've been very, very guilty of, praying for something to the point of pleading or begging for something. But I've always been willing, and I think that's a kind of a trait I've developed from being a kid on the farm, knowing you have to work hard to get anything. Nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is easy. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. You have to work your butt off in order to get it. You can't just wish in a prayer and hope it happens. That ain't going to happen that way. So I've always been blessed. I didn't used to think it was a blessing when I was a kid, having to shovel horse poop at a young age and milk our milk cow at 9 years old and bale hay. But it kind of established that foundation and good work ethic. So I've always been willing to work for what I want. But oftentimes, after I got what I wanted, I would maybe give hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Or at times, praying for God to help me out. It happened, and as much as I was praying, as much as I was hoping and wanting and asking and requesting, when I got it, it was almost like, okay, all right, God, I'm going to put you back up here. I'll get you again later when I need you again. Maybe I said thanks, maybe I didn't, but I sure as heck wasn't as grateful for the blessing I received, and I wasn't as passionate about giving thanks as I was about requesting it. Does that make sense? Kind of got a little tongue twisted there trying to, well, that's my mind having all these thousands of thoughts bombarding me. But my point is, I know I've been guilty, and maybe some of you have been guilty as well, of getting finally what you asked for, what you requested, what you wanted, and, not showing as much gratitude and grace as you possibly could have. And maybe you haven't. Well, maybe this is just a nice reminder that maybe recently you overcame a battle or a struggle or a challenge. Maybe someone helped you with that. And maybe you weren't as respectful and polite or courteous as you could have been. Who knows? I mean, we all face battles and challenges, and we're not always at our very, very best. Like maybe recently you went to a restaurant, and maybe you weren't in the best of moods. Maybe you weren't as kind to the waiter or waitress as you could have been. And maybe they were outstanding. And they did an excellent job. They didn't hold it against you that you were grouchy or cranky to them. My daughter, Madeline, she works at a place here in Florida called the Shake Station. So if you're in this area, you ought to drop by and see her and be nice. I'm telling you, she's a rock star. But she mentions the story I shared not too long ago on a podcast where this couple came in and they were grouchy as can be. Now, she knows that everybody's struggling. Everybody's fighting their own battles. Now, that doesn't give anybody the right to ever be rude to someone else. And same thing, doesn't give anyone ever the right to be rude or mean or disrespectful to you. But know that we're all human beings. And before you cast judgment, think, maybe I wasn't as polite as I could have been. Well, anyway, this couple came in, and they were grouchy right off the bat. And she just did her whole thing. She introduced herself, then she repeated their order. Is this what you wanted? Okay, you sure you want this? All right. Well, the order comes out, and it's wrong. So she goes, well, I'm sorry. I wrote down this is what you wanted. Well, I changed my mind. Well, how the heck was Madeline supposed to know that they changed their mind? But she went and got them, I don't know, whatever it was, cold slaw instead of French fries or something silly like that. And then the tea wasn't sweet enough. And then something else was wrong, too. Well, she was polite the whole time. Then she said, hey, I'm sorry that, we kind of goofed up the order a little bit. And, the tea wasn't exactly like you liked. Can I get you an ice cream? It'll be on me. Well, she just kept going at it, trying to be polite and kind and win these people over. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, lo and behold, the people, when she brought them the ice cream, they paused and they said, you know what? We realized we were being kind of grouchy. We're really sorry. Our dog just passed away, and we were upset about that, and it was just a little bitty things. I'm sure I goofed up the order. I meant to say cold slaw. You even read it back to me. And then the tea, and they apologized and left her a big old fat tip. So my point of all this is, we're all struggling. We're all fighting battles. Oftentimes, if we go at it, this is kind of almost a different show where's God? But I'm going to tie it all in, I promise. So her whole point was she could have very easily said, well, those dang old people, what do they think they are? I'm here busting my butt, and they're not, I don't know what their problem. We don't know what their problem is. And she didn't. But she did her very, very best. And what she ended up getting, she got a pretty good tip out of it, right? And then, of course, people acknowledging that they were rude because they were sad. I get that. We didn't have the right to be rude, but we all react differently in different ways when we're dealing with struggles and challenges. Well, that's how she does carries herself, and she does really, really well with the tips. So other people can't understand how my gosh, how did you rake in so much? Well, she's doing her best to pass on, and then she's very, very grateful. She tells me about, she prays and says, thank you, God, for helping me be patient with people, helping me try and realize that they're struggling with battles. And, I say, well, the money keeps flowing in. And I'll tell you what, there's a connection there. And there's a connection when you continue to give praise and gratitude and you're thankful for the blessings you have in life. I'll tell you what, you're going to find yourself having more blessings. Why? Well, it's just what you put out, you get back, right? You put out negativity, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, ugliness, and the world's against me, well, you're going to have more of that. Well, when you pray to God and ask for something you want or need and are willing to put in the work, well, I'm only asking, that's what this episode's all about. When you get what you asked for, get what you prayed for, give thanks. And, of course, if you're having a rough day and you realize you're being rude, mean, and disrespectful to someone else who's not deserving of it, be humble enough to apologize. Say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. And then make up for it, just like that couple did, right? Now, are these things easy to do? Oh, they're easy for me to say. Absolutely, I can say it. But, everything is easier said than done. Doesn't matter what it is. I can say whatever I want here, right? Make it sound so simple, so easy. Oh, yeah, you just got to do this, this, and this, and boom, it's all good. Well, the world doesn't work that way. However, I'm telling you, put more positive vibes out there. You keep God front and center instead of on a jar on the shelf. You give gratitude and thanks for him and anybody else that's helped you. You're going to find yourself getting more blessings than you can ever imagine. So this is a little different show than, they all tie into the same thing, right? Warrior confidence. And what is warrior confidence? Warrior confidence is kind of that ultimate protective shield. And that shield is based off the armor of God, helping you be the very, very best person you can be. And oftentimes I'll run into people and say, man, I love your show. I love you talking about that, but I'm not really sold and a believer of God. And that's okay. My whole point is I'm a Christian. I was baptized in 2017, and I know it's helped my life tremendously since that point on. Doesn't mean I don't have struggles and troubles and battles I have to fight every day, but I know of all the cornermen and all the instructors I've had, I've got God in my corner. And that's a pretty darn good cornerman, right? But I got to make sure that I keep him front and center and give praise and thanks. But if you don't believe in God, that's okay. I just ask you, well, maybe consider it, but consider giving thanks for the blessings you have to whatever you believe in. Just believe in there's something bigger out there than you in this universe, and that we're all collectively working together. But I'm not going to try and twist anybody's arm and tell them to believe something they don't want to believe. I'm just telling you from my point of view and what I've learned, that life's been, it's been a lot, having a corner man like God in my corner has been really, really helpful, especially during some really bad struggles and troubles and challenges that I've gone through. And it's not, I mean, my challenges and struggles are different. Your challenges and struggles, they're not the same. We may have some similarities, but they're probably never the same. And I'm just sharing with you what I've done and how it's helped me. And I always like to throw in stories about either my own family or my personal journeys on the blessings and things that I know by being more grateful that I seem to get more blessings. Good. That help you out a little bit? I hope so. I mean, this one I try and keep short and sweet, under 20 minutes here. It's the what I call the weekend challenge. So my challenge for you for this weekend, and hopefully I made you feel good. That's the whole point of the show, the Feel Good Friday. Well, the weekend challenge is, have you given gratitude, thanks for the blessings, the many blessings you have? And I'll tell you one thing, I'm huge, and you listen to the show a lot, writing stuff down. Because once you get it out of your mind, out of your head, on paper, magic happens when pen hits paper. Once you get it on there, if you don't want to write it in, you can type it into your notes. But once it's out of your head and something visual you can see, that's when the magic really happens. So take a moment this weekend and just write down a small list, and I bet that list is bigger than you could ever imagine, of things you have to be grateful for. Something my prayers are grateful for. Thank you for allowing me to have this wonderful family that I have. Thank you for the blessings of living in this beautiful state of Florida. Thank you for the palm trees in my yard. Thank you for this beautiful house. Thank you for our wonderful neighbors. Thank you that my kids are healthy, safe, happy, intelligent. Thank you that they're all protected. There's just a small list of things, right? Thanks that you have the capabilities to have a phone or a device to listen to this episode on. Thank you that I have a car that works. Thank you that I have a job. Thank you that I have good health. Man, that's just a small list of things. Thank you that I have food in the house. Thank you when I open the refrigerator. 1, it keeps the food cold. 2, there's more food in there than I probably need. But I have that. Thank you that I have clean water. Is that a big enough list? And of course, you can come up with your own list and add different things. That just kind of jumpstart you on your weekend challenge here to write those things down, to visualize, to see them. And therefore, when you're down and out, or you're having a challenge or a tough day, man, look at the things you have to be grateful for. It doesn't mean it's going to solve the problem or the challenge you're going through at the current moment, but I tell you what it does. It is when we're in crisis mode. Oftentimes we don't think very well, right? Especially if we're faced against a big challenge and we just almost butting our head against the wall. But if we take a little time out, a little break, maybe write down some things that we have in our life that we're grateful for, and you may only think there's 1 or 2, but once you get to writing them down, you're going to realize there's quite a few. That will change your whole mindset. Now you'll be able to come back and fight this challenge, this struggle, this battle, this fear, this bully, whatever you're going against, from a stronger point of view. Stronger mindset. A mindset is, I've overcome battles in the past. I can overcome this one. You darn right I can. But we got to have that belief, that confidence. We got to believe that there are a number of good things in our life. It's not all bad. In order to use that as our Bobby Boucher tackling fuel, as our strength, as our power to take on this next challenge that's coming. And then once we've overcome it and we've prayed about it, then make sure we give God thanks. Is that good? Is that a good weekend challenge? Think you can handle that? You think you can handle that? It's a challenge for me too, because anything I talk about, I'm like, dang, I better do that myself. Oh my gosh. And it's things I've done in the past, but it's also a reminder of make sure. And here's something that's kind of funny. I was talking to Master Nathan, who runs our martial arts academy. Well, it's his martial arts academy now. He bought it from us. But about sometimes, and this is the craziest thing, but sometimes things work so well that we quit doing them. Now, I know that sounds completely asinine. It's like, wait a minute, they work so well, so you quit doing it? What does that mean? Well, oftentimes things are like, man, that was really good. Why don't we do that anymore? I don't know. Sometimes at meetings would say that, oh, we're not doing that anymore. Why aren't we doing that anymore? I don't know. Does anybody know? What wasn't it working? No, it was working really well. Then why'd we stop? I don't know. So the kind of running joke is sometimes things work so well that you quit doing them. Well, out of sight becomes out of mind. You get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, And before you know it, something that it's not ingrained or it's not a habit that you do day in and day out, well, you quickly forget about it. And that's unfortunately what happens. So anyway, I promised I'd keep this short and sweet. The weekend challenge. So do you accept this challenge? Do you accept this Warrior Confidence Challenge? Well, good stuff, good stuff. Well, as always, thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy day. I really, truly appreciate it. If you'd be so kind, give us that 5-star review, like, subscribe, and share with somebody that you know could benefit. And then, of course, make sure you listen to other episodes as well. And then, as I mentioned earlier, jump on over our YouTube channel. We're launching 2 to 3 new videos a week on the YouTube channel. That link is in the description, so check that baby out. And just a reminder, if you've not picked up a copy of my books yet, Becoming BullyProof, and the other book is I Believe in Me, A through Z Positive Affirmations. You can get those on Amazon. Just type in my name, Rich Grogan, and of course the links in descriptions for those as well. Or you can just go to our website, Grogan's BullyProof, and grab them there. Quick update on the programs. We're getting close. That first one, it's kids who are being bullied and want more self-confidence, but we're not only just a bully in real life, the one they see or unfortunately they have to deal with on social media or at school, but talking about mostly the bully within, the bully in our mind that keeps us, keeps reminding us that all the negative things that have been said about us. So it keeps us in that victim mindset. Well, we're going to fight that bully first. And once we've got that bully conquered, now we're going to be able to take on any challenge or any bully in the real world. And then when that program's finally out, we'll get a couple others after that for athletes and coaches. So that's kind of the game plan. Good. All right, folks. Well, thank you so very, very much. I truly appreciate your time. I hope this is exactly what you needed today, and I hope you're willing to take on this Warrior Confidence Challenge and put God front and center and give grace and gratitude and thanks for all the blessings you have in your life. All right. Well, I love you. God loves you. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise you'll be your very best. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much for listening today. I am truly grateful. My goal is to empower millions of people with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in themselves in order to make our society a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. But I can't do it alone, so if you found value in this message, please share it with someone else who could benefit from it, and by subscribing and leaving a 5-star review. Be sure to pick up copies of my books for yourself and someone you care about at www.warriorconfidence.com. Also, remember to stay empowered throughout the week by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Facebook and Instagram pages at Warrior Confidence. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.